sometimes it's like I want to render something that I'm dealing with or that I'm thinking about or that feels like a mystery to me. And then other times it's like we want to really give space and recognition to voices that otherwise would never be heard. Also, stories come from my experience grappling with what it means to be a gay man in a world that assumes straightness. Some people might disagree with this, but I'm straight passing. And what I mean by that is that, like, you can't tell at first glance that I'm gay just because of the way I look. You know, once you hear me talk and I get really passionate about something, or, you know what I mean, if you see me kissing another man, that's a dead giveaway. But beyond that, I'm straight passing. And like, we live in a world where people assume heteronormativity and they assume straightness, and it's not good, bad, or ugly. It just is, right? It just is. But for someone who doesn't fit into those heteronormative categories, it's actually something to navigate. So some of the inspiration for some of the fairs is to shine a light on that, to be a window into what it means to navigate that. Like in season 1, there's a fair who's a drag queen who you would think, right, Buddy and the drag queen are supposed to get along. Like, they would easily get along. They're both in the community, right? And there's like a microaggression that happens, and it's like a whole thing. And Buddy doesn't even know how to stand up for himself because he's dealing with his own internalized homophobia. So some of the inspiration comes from the pages of my own struggle with self-loathing, self-awareness, self-discovery, and ultimately self-acceptance. Beyond that, some of the fairs really just come from like an idea, the seed of an idea, like a theme that wants to be told. Like, I wanted to tell a story. In season 1, I just had this idea that I wanted there to be a story about a misunderstanding, that this rift had grown because of a misunderstanding, but that the parties couldn't even put their finger on why, like what had gone wrong, right? So just sometimes it's like I want to render something that I'm dealing with or that I'm thinking about or that feels like a mystery to me. And then other times it's like we want to really give space and recognition to voices that otherwise would never be heard in a society that is ever tightening the scope of what is allowed to be represented.